He's been here before, yes.
Okay. Is he cool?
No, he's trouble.
I actually have this. I have that board game. That one's in better condition though.
Yeah, it's not open. We do teach a board game class because it's sort of fun. I don't know if you found a lot of people are very literate in video games, but board games are like, I played Monopoly. And it's like, no, there's this world of great games out there. You can learn so much about balance and gameplay mechanics by doing that. It's kind of example of like a project room when they're working on projects. Give them an office to work together.
Now, one of the questions I'm sure that some viewers will have who are interested in this is it's a 2-year program.
Correct.
And what do you need to do to get into it, to the Carnegie Mellon University ETC?
That's a good question. Well, with that like diversity that we need in the backgrounds, what we really hope for is somebody who's really deep in what they're good at and then aware of everything else. So we're not expecting you to come to us as a programmer and then learn how to be an artist and become like a Renaissance person who could do everything. There are some stars who can do that. We're much more interested in you being just really, really good at what you do and coming with that background that can maybe put on a team with an artist if you're a programmer or vice versa. Or if you've got a business background so you can help with that.
This is a graduate degree.
Yes.
It's a graduate degree. Now, where do students need to obviously graduate from their undergrad first, and then they apply to the ETC.
Exactly.
And I imagine, being that this is Carnegie Mellon University, that it's hard to get into.
Yeah, it's competitive.
So what do you have to do to be even remotely qualified to hang out with Spider-Man?
There's the base where we just assume you're great at what you do. So that'll come out like you've been successful in school. But two things that weigh heavily, I think, are we ask for recommendations, and in particular we ask for the people who give you your recommendation to talk about how well you play with others, how well you work together. Because like everything is on teams, so if you're somebody that nobody likes, it's going to be hard to be here. Or if you're like a lone wolf, it's like I just like being by myself. It is a fun degree, and when people come, it's really seductive. They're like, oh my God, I want to come here. And part of the way I like to try to talk to students is like, well, are you sure? Can I talk you out of it? Because here's what we do, and it's very project-based, and the curriculum is kind of tightly constrained. So if you're somebody who wants to take lots and lots of computer science classes, you might want to go get a technical degree like a PhD or an MS. If you're somebody who just likes to write papers a lot, that's probably a master's of art. And if you're an artist who wants to really develop their portfolio by themselves, that's a master's of fine arts.
Okay.
And so I try to see in those statements of purposes and in the interviews that we do to communicate how interactive and interdisciplinary and how team-based it is here. It's all projects. You're all working together.
But you think it's important for students to know coming in that when you're going to design video games or create movies, that it is a team project. It is not just one person's idea.
Yes. And even if it's getting interesting with, and I'm sure you know this, just the independent game movement now with all the digital distribution. You can make a living being a team of two, or maybe just a guy by himself and getting it out through Xbox Arcade and just through Steam or whatever. Just having that, like one of our grads is Kyle Gabler, who founded 2D Boy, which made World of Goo.
Okay. And
that started as one of the germ of the gameplay mechanics started here as a project. Then he went out, worked at EA for a bit, formed a company, and the two of them are doing okay. World of Goo was a success financially. But what we also try to emphasize for our students is there's always the assumption, if you're saying you're a programmer, okay, we assume you've got that skill. And that's what the companies are going to do as well. Like Randy Pausch used to say, we're assuming you already have the skills to have a job. You're coming here because you want to be a leader in the field, both in terms of a team lead, you're the technical lead, you're the producer on the team, that's where you're hoping to go, and also a leader in the field, and you want to push the field to go places that haven't gone before. And so what that roils down to with companies is they talk about fit. They really care, is like, do we want to spend the work week with you? Spend every day, maybe 7 days a week, working with you. And if you're somebody that's like, not so much, then that's more important to them than that you're a good programmer.
So this is the sound room.
Yeah.
I should show you where I do all the classic game room recording. It is not quite this glamorous, I'm afraid. It's more like talking into a closet underwater.
Yeah, right.
That's what it is. Very cheap closet.
Like you were saying, that's all you need for sound, right?
You don't need much for sound. Now, for impressing people and clients, you want this.